so just be prepared to want to keep it on your stove at all times, because this 12-inch pan is going to do everything. It's going to fry. You can use this. Jason uses this as a wok, and he's going to tell us about that. We do have it in 2 colorways. Here it is in white. We also have it available in black. And I want to show you, the steamer is coming up next, but you also get the lid. The lid has a silicone rim on it. I thought this was really unique. So what happens is when you put the lid down, listen, it's a really good seal. It's quiet. And I want to show you, the pan itself can go into the oven to 450 degrees, excuse me. With the lid, it can go on to 400. All right, let me show you over here your color choices again. Your white is more limited, or you have the black. So
but did you see how when we had it upside down, how easy it is to store? It is flat, so you can stack on top of that. It's easy.
all right, why did you call this the everyday or everything pan? I was said the everyday pan, but really like the everything pan.
Well, it's everything, because right now I'm making my mom beef noodle soup, and my friends are coming over later to be enjoying
Yeah,
this.
somebody better
So
come
I've
over and eat all that food you made.
well, so basically I'm braising short ribs. I've done them in a 10-inch pan first, and basically give them a basic roast in the oven. And then now I've stewed them in a combination of water, some spices with cinnamon, star anise, tomatoes, carrots, and radishes. So now it's simmering right now. And this is a great way to do a stew. It's a great way to do a soup. It's a great way to do a large stir fry where there's a lot of volume in the vegetables, right? And this is basically something that you can make anything in this. It just works. It's that perfect size. And I love the fact that the lid is clear. The fact that the lid is clear really gives you that visibility,
That's
right? You can see what's happening in there. Could be a pasta. You could make pasta sauce in there with meatballs.
I love it in the white.
It's
nice.
Really, it's versatile. It's everything.
Really nice dual helper handle here, done in the
Yes.
metal, and then of course it is that cast aluminum. So because it has, I'm going to show you the bottom over here. With this bottom, this is a stainless steel magnetic bottom. This will work on your gas, it'll work on your electric, it'll work on your induction. So I have induction at home. I was really glad to use that. Already 100 have been ordered. Black is more popular, but we also have it in the white. Jason, tell me about how easy this is going to be to clean.
This is just the same as everything else. It's if you're making something else right after, it's a wet paper towel away from being clean. So it's easy, and there's nothing ever sticks to it. And I think that's great because, it's not something you ever have to soak for 24 hours. And, we don't need that kind of stress in our lives, right? Because, I do have my day job. I had to go, I had to be in my studio designing clothes, and I had to come home and make dinner. And so, I honestly,
and you really do. So I had an opportunity.
Really
Jason and I were, we were talking a lot yesterday about just like what we both like to cook, and he was telling me how he's been kind of cooking around the world, all these different cuisines, and then always, of course, going back to these recipes from your mom and your grandma. But that's the thing I really thought was so cool, is that you truly are passionate about cooking, and you can tell when you get this home and you feel it. This really is going to cook as well as like a cast iron, but I have cast iron at home and it can be really heavy. This is not going to be so heavy. You also told me, Jason, what I thought was really cool, you told me that you were using this pan instead of a wok, and that really perked my interest, because woks take up so much space and you can only use them for stir fries.
Exactly. And you know what? This is the perfect stir-fry plan. I'm going to tell you a secret, Sandra. I don't own a wok. My ancestors will be upset at me, but, I just don't have room for it. So I use this to do stir-fries, fried rice, which, by the way, a little hint. After you make the rice in the rice cooker, when you want to make fried rice the next day, take the leftover rice, put it in the fridge, and that makes a much better fried rice, because the rice would have dried out a lot more, and that makes all the grains separate and not sticky. So that's a great way to make fried rice. And it's basically, I put everything in the fridge into a fried rice. That's how we usually do Sunday dinners. And this is a great wok. It gives you the wok hay. It has that function, but it can do so much more. So, you don't have to just use this for one thing. You can literally use this for everything else.
Well, I want to show you, speaking of using it for everything else, coming up
Yeah.
next, we are going to present this steamer. This is your little preview, but I want to show you something. If you're going to use this with this bamboo steamer, you can flavor that water, which will make everything taste even better. I cannot wait to get to the steamer. But Jason, when we talk about the everything pan,
Yeah.
why this particular size? Why did you think 12-inch was sort of the not too big, not too
Well,
small pan?
it's great. I mean, look at the way this is simmering. It's beautiful. You see everything. And, it's just, it's that perfect size for a dinner party, 4 to 6 people. It's a great, I've done a dozen short ribs in there, and I still have tons of room. And then I can keep it reducing. I can leave it alone for a while, and it just works, right? It's great. And in the winter, I love to make a lot of stews and a lot of soups, and this is kind of my go-to for everything.
Yeah, and also if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of space and well, I mean, I don't know anyone who's like, I have way too much space in my kitchen. Please don't forget that you can completely bake in this. This cookware will go into the oven up to 450 degrees, and then if you want to use
Are
the
those
lid,
cinnamon rolls?
400. All right, if you want the white, we only have 1,600 to go around, and a little more than that in the black, but don't wait. Jason, it's so chic.
So chic. But literally the best all-use pan that you'll ever use. I mean, I can really vouch for this. I've been using this for almost a year, and it's really my favorite. It's my favorite.
Yeah. What I like about it, so I've been cooking with this. In fact, I just made some dumplings kind of with the steamer. But
That's coming up.
Yeah, but what I really liked about it is that it really is not so heavy. Now, obviously, it's very durable, and you're going to have this for years and years and years.
Yes.
But to be able to get sort of the performance of the cast iron without being so heavy is awesome. Jason, I have so much cast iron in one of my kitchen cabinets that it was making my kitchen cabinet start to not function well. And so I was really like, okay, that is like way too heavy. It is breaking my kitchen cabinet.
It's light and it's easy.
Yeah.
And I don't have to feel like I'm like seriously like a chore to get out cookware. It's just almost as much work as cooking itself. We don't have time for that.
Right.
We just want to make sure that what we have is functional, it's light, and you don't need 2 people to be doing it. You can do it all on your own. So that's a really, really, really great feature. Is that how light this is, but it still feels so substantial. It's so sturdy, so substantial, and it conducts heat beautifully.
Yeah. And I think it really allowed you to pare down, so right? Like, because now you don't need to have like a wok and maybe a big saucepan and a this and a that. Like, this is truly the everything pan, 12 inches. If you wanted to just fry an egg in here, you totally could. You could fry 1 egg in here with no problem. But if you wanted to make like a big soup in here, you could totally do that. Also, we're using Jason's beautiful bamboo utensils, but this is completely metal utensil safe. If you wanted to stick it in the dishwasher, you totally can, although it's so non-stick, you probably will never need to stick it in the dishwasher. Just wipe it clean. So it comes in 2 colors. We have the very chic matte black. We also have this gorgeous white. So for all of you who love the look of farmhouse, the modern farmhouse trend, I think you're going to really enjoy the white. And Jason, tell me about the lid, because the way that you designed the silicone lid, I've never had a piece of cookware like it.
It seals in the heat. And what's really fab about this is, what we'll see coming up is that this will allow you to cook 2 things at once. So, I know we have the bamboo coming up.
Next,
but I made some I made some dumplings. Ooh, it's a little overexposed, but you can see I made about 30 dumplings here, and I've lined them up in the steam basket. And while I'm simmering the stew, right?
And we're going to do the steamer next.
I am steaming at the same time.
So there it is, the 5-layer nonstick everything pan. What a great price point for such a high performance pan. 5 easy payments of $9.78. And if you do want that utensil set, which is just so gorgeous, it is already more than half gone.